Hi, Janelle. It's so nice to meet you. Well, congratulations on getting to the interview part of this. We'd love to present you with this amazing opportunity so that you can earn up to $100,000 by the end of the year. I know, amazing, right? So all you have to do is sell phones in the ghettos of whatever city you live in, and also, work 80 hours a week. There's no benefits until you're in management, even though that's not what we're telling you. And wait, where are you going? No, Janelle, come back. It's amazing.
So this is the first time I've actually ever written down notes for myself. This is really kind of majorly serious, talking about how I got scammed out of my time and I don't want this to happen to you, and how pretty much there's a ton of these businesses all over the United States and the world that are just using you to talk about your hopes and dreams so they can scam you out of cheap labor. So this is that story and how this could hopefully not happen to you if you follow along to what I say. Save yourself. Squeezing this part in, I completely realized that while I told my entire story, which I hope you very much enjoy, I did not mention that they were part of Credico. Credico is an awful company. I will leave resources down below. And this company that I ended up working for that's under them just had a really good way of dressing it up so nice so that you didn't realize at first, because I was also told that after I got hired that they don't tell you who owns the company until after, because there's just bad press and we had to change over time and things like that, and it's not like that anymore, so we just don't tell you that it's Credico cult. And so wanted to mention that. Okay, enjoy. Today we'll be talking about why I applied, how I applied, what the ad said for the job, how it all started, what it was like when I started to realize I was being scammed out of my time, and when my moral ethics started to really come into play and I just couldn't do it anymore, and I had to run into the office way before anybody got there, drop off all my stuff, and run out because I was terrified. So yeah, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. So, why I was looking for a job in the first place. Corona definitely did not hit me like it did most people. I was very fortunate that where I was working, I was still on. I was in management at a restaurant. And way back, when this all started in March of 2020, how could I forget? So, everything was going well, but in October, I did become sick. It was not with COVID. I developed an infection, and it was a very bizarre situation. And from that situation, I realized that I need to get a job with benefits or be able to also make more money so I could afford insurance, because my infection ended up costing me about $2,000, and it was the worst pain in my entire life because I thought I had something that could only go away on its own, but with an infection, the longer you wait, the worse it gets. So yeah, that's why I started looking for a job. I didn't want to be in a position where I had to apologize for being sick anymore. So yeah, had to branch out. I put together my resume, which I have to say, one, thank you to my Uncle Louie. He helped me so much. It is an amazing resume because there is a happy ending to this story. So I did get a real job eventually, but that's a song for another time. First, we got to talk about how I got scammed. So that's why I wanted a new job. I was so excited to get a new job because I was sick of being in the restaurant industry. Even when I started my previous restaurant, I knew I was only going to be there for about a year, no matter where I ended up working. I wanted to be settled in Florida. It was my first year living in Florida. I'm from New Hampshire, and I just needed to be settled. So that happened. The catalyst happened of me really needing to get a job, like a real job, but something with benefits, because there was no way I was going to get benefits at my current position. And even if that happened someday, it's not when I needed it. So I found this job. I was searching for marketing jobs when I was in college, even though I've not finished college. I was focused very much in sales and marketing. I'm 79 credits completed in a business administration degree, with a minor in psychology. So business was definitely my way to go, and I wanted to get out of kind of being around people so much. So I was like, okay, if I could get an entry-level marketing assistant job and learn, help businesses grow, that was my main focus, is always helping others grow. And that is something that I was very, very interested in. Still am. So I go online and I see that there are jobs for entry level, and there's plenty of them. And I said to myself, this is awesome. So, okay, I make my resume look great for a type of marketing position, and I apply. So the way that they present these jobs, the company currently has 10 listings for pretty much all the same thing, because in the business there is really only one job. They present everything online, to, that your growth is our growth, and we want to develop you, and so that you can have a great career and build these memories. Reading directly from it, you have to have above average people skills, excellent student mentality, winning attitude, great work ethic. If you are tired of rotating shifts, making minimum wage, no growth, or last call hours, let us be your answer. Benefits to this job: high income potential, flexible schedule, part-time and full-time hours available, exciting work environment, unlimited growth potential, stability and security. And then they go into all the way at the bottom, where they talk about outsourcing. This is what it is. And they don't mention this in here at all. I'll read I'll put down below in the description what they put at the very, 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 very end. Because it still says nothing about what you're going to be doing all day. So they pull you in with this great opportunity. They give you this management training program paperwork that they tell you. So they do say that we need to open offices and make our clients happy by having more offices open so we can do more marketing for them. They pull you in with saying you're gonna make $100,000 a year. Are you okay with this happening within 3 to 4 months? Because we need these offices to be open. Of course, I'm happy with $100,000 in 3 to 4 months. So, yeah, I think this sounds like the answer to my prayers. They ask you questions in the interview about your dreams and your goals, so they can find out exactly what you're looking for, to manipulate this whole idea to fit you. Your day-to-day is going to be based around, they do give you this payment structure, but they very much glance over it, because they're like, you can make, you'll be making, like, when you first start, like, up to like $200 a day, and as you move along, it gets more and more. So of course you're thinking, I'm gonna make like at least $1,000 a week if I do really well. If I have a bad week, maybe that's like $600. No, I was not ever going to be close to that, and most of us weren't. And then this is where the whole structure of the scam comes in, because your office time you are not paid for, which whatever. If you're making good money on the field, which I'll get into, who cares? Like, you're learning more about how to make more closes. So if this is going to help me make more money, my office time is worth it, right? If building my team and sharing our dreams and goals is going to help me make more sales and give me more energy to go out there, then why not? So be aware of when you hear 5 steps to a conversation, the C principle, 5 W's. I will link down below the, the documentary about kind of how the day-to-day really goes. I'd rather talk about that, and you can hear more about that and kind of show you more of how I got sucked in, how I started to realize this was not okay, and how I got out. Because this happened within like a month and a half. So we're there, we're excited, everything's going great. I get there at 9 a.m. So now we're gonna go out onto the field and we're gonna do our marketing. We're gonna have these small events. When Corona wasn't happening, we have these big events. So, you cast a wide net so you can make as much sales as possible. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I was just excited to get out of the restaurant industry. So we go out onto the field, and it's kind of a sketchy part of town. I'm not this is in Tampa. I'm not too familiar with that part of Tampa. I live in Pinellas County, so I'm way more familiar with that. So I don't really know where we're going. So we get onto the field, and I'm like, this is over by Busch Gardens. And the last time I went to Busch Gardens, the person who I went with told me, hey, this is kind of the sketchy part of town. We're going to run to the gas station, grab a couple of things, but don't look at anybody, stay close by me. We're going to be in and out because this isn't a good part of Tampa. So I already knew when we had gotten over there that, this isn't really the best part of town. So they wait till you're fully hired and everything to tell you all about the phones, tell you all about what the campaign is and everything. They're getting you really excited. You're going to help all these people. This is fantastic. Your trainer has been absolutely crushing it. And once you move past your training, then you can start training people and growing your team. That's what they keep feeding you off of. Once you get your people, you're going to be growing your team, and you need to keep all these people entertained practically and keep constantly brainwashing them with all these things that you got to tell them, so they keep drinking the Kool-Aid and want to stay on your team, because if they leave, then you don't get promoted. So the person that I was with had at that time been working there for about 2.5 months, and he was still a corporate trainer. And I got to corporate trainer within a few days. Same with him. I think he literally took him one day. Now it's been months, and he's not making base, and he still isn't making base because he still does not have enough people on his team. You need 3 people on your team to move from here to here, and then you can go here and start making base. When I first started there was about 14 people. Then all of a sudden, all those 14 people were gone. So what happened? Then went from 10 of them left. So, yeah. So, our manager is like, oh, just wait until, in a month from now, we're going to have 40 people in here, and then you're going to get closer and closer to opening your own office, and we're sharing what all we're going to do with the money that we're going to generate from this business, and oh my God, it's so amazing. Okay, problem also, my manager grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was very wealthy growing up, never had to worry about money. You cannot hire people into this business if they're worried about money and worried about the time that they're going to spend doing this, because they also don't tell you that you're going to be working from 9 to 7:30, because you leave the office to go out into the field. You're there till 6 p.m. in the ghettos of Tampa, wherever you feel like you should go. And then you have to drive all the way back to the office and have your wrap up and get ready for the next day. And, tomorrow we should get here earlier. We should get up earlier and earlier and earlier. And you should be here earlier. Saturday, we should definitely work Saturday, because we're so close to being the number 1 office, which I don't even know if we were even that close to begin with. I don't know if they just told us that so that we would work more, because the more obviously we sold, the more management made. And I was still excited. I was still hopeful. I have great energy, and I was trying to keep myself energized to keep going out there, because I knew I was being told that my time spent now is like money earned later, and it will all be worth it. So that's what I was hoping on and praying for, because I need help. My mom needs help. I want to see my family. I want to be able to afford to go take trips and see my sister and my niece and my nephew and my brother-in-law, and I want to go see my friends. Like, I have these hopes and dreams that are real, and you want to keep reminding me of that so that I keep being your cheap labor. So time goes on. Now I start getting people on my team. I only ever had 2 people because I left. These 2 people were both 18. I did not know that when I hired the first one. My girl, maybe I'll have her on both of them on the channel someday. Both super, super sweet. The girl, she was in college. She was doing other things. Very smart. And like, whatever that she was 18. My trainer was 18, which I'm 26. And the assistant manager was 28, and she had been in the company for like 3 years and still didn't have her own office yet. So that was kind of the first ball rolling, and this is weird. And then one of the guys in the office just randomly hired this other kid who, great guy, also 18, but has only ever worked at Wendy's. And you expect him to run an office as well as I could? I was kind of, sorry if you ever see this, but I was kind of insulted when they, and we were also putting kind of 2 and 2 together when him and I were on rides together going to these weird places around in Tampa to sell things. We tried so hard all the time to keep up our positive attitude. Well, our manager the lead manager didn't always keep up his positive attitude. The last week I was there, he missed 3 one-on-ones with people, found out he ended up missing more. And on that last Saturday that I worked, we were supposed to have this big meeting because we have all these people coming in, and I had 2 more people that were going to be on my team, and I'm going to be promoted soon and start making my base pay, and how exciting. And that Saturday, he also said he was going to buy us breakfast so we wouldn't have to stop anywhere. We got there 9 a.m. on Saturday, and he just throws a little hissy fit. There is crumb cake and orange juice for our breakfast, and the meeting never happens. All he does is get pissy at us for not doing anything, and he was like, shouldn't you guys be like working on your goals? Stupid goal sheets. And we already did that. We were waiting for you to have this amazing meeting to help us keep drinking the Kool-Aid and help others drink it as well. So meeting never happened. Finally, one of them was like, okay, like, I'm just going to ask him if we can go on the field because I'm not getting paid to be here. And I'm like, yeah, none of us are really. So I leave. And even the assistant manager, I said to her, I thought we were going to have this meeting today. She goes, yeah, and I thought he was going to bring breakfast. I'm like, oh my God, she's also getting sick of his shit. And she moved from Connecticut to work here with him because she was also living on a prayer. So I leave, and where I was going was very close to my house because we didn't have to go back to the office on Saturdays. So I would go someplace close to my house so that I could be right there and just go home after. I never even went out on the field. I started feeling really sick. I wasn't sure if it was from what I ate, but I think it was just from a lot of anxiety and starting to feel like this is wrong. What made me start to feel like really this is wrong was the unethical practices of even just selling the phones. So the phones are government-funded phones. We have free phones, and we have $40 phones. And I do have to say the $40 phones are an amazing deal. They're only for people who qualify through either government assistance or things like that. And they like told you enough truth to make it feel so real, but don't tell you about how dangerous it is that you're going out into these areas where people ask me if I have a gun because this is a scary part of town. Like, what? Yeah, your cushy office job is you working in the ghettos of a city you're not familiar with. Cool. And I did help a lot of people get phones. The unethical part of it started turning into, we're not going to bring out the free phones because we don't get commission off the free phones. It does help our daily rate, but we don't get commission off those. So at night, if we had an open spot where somebody didn't want to pay for a $40 phone, we put a free phone in and just like give it to somebody. And it just seemed, they were just like, yeah, just give it to a homeless person. I had people that came to me that really, I had one guy that I helped out that I thank God I had an extra phone on me, because he had a call scheduled for the next day to get his food stamps turned back on because he hasn't been able to get it. And he had no phone and he wasn't sure how. He was like, I was just hoping that I'd be able to call them. And thank God I was able to help him, and I helped quite a few people, but this was not okay. Not being able to provide people with free phones that we had a plethora of, and not wanting to bring them out because we wanted our averages a certain way and stuff. Like, I understand sales, but to be screwing over people that really don't have, really truly do not have the $40 and really need a phone so that they can get their benefits, it just really started not settling well with me. I did not feel comfortable getting people all excited about getting a phone, telling them it's $40 and watching. And some people, they were like, yeah, 40, yeah, totally. I totally get it. I understand. And the people that were used to the free phones that really, really needed it, watching just like the sorrow come onto their face. And also watching my team get really just fed up with everything. They're working all these hours that they did not expect, and I'm starting to realize that I don't want to lead a team of lies, and I'm starting to not want to do this anymore. And the girl that was on my team, she was like, I feel bad telling people that it's $40 and not being able to offer them the free phone. And I was like, fuck. Yeah. So now it's been 4 weeks. I'm exhausted. Every time I have a one-on-one, which was only twice, we're not talking about where my office is going to be, and our manager is getting pissy at weird stuff when I don't even have to be at the office. I'm not getting paid to be here, so why are you clearly now wasting my time? That's when I started getting fed up. So this past Saturday, today's the 23rd of January, so this past Saturday, it's actually been a week now. I did not go out into the field. I said to them, I'm not feeling well, which is true. I'm not going out into the field. I need to go home. So they were like, okay. And so they had checked on me the next day. I said I still wasn't feeling good. Now I just knew I needed to quit. Monday, I did not go in. Turns out the boy on my team, he didn't either. He was having car troubles. And our manager I found out from the girl on my team that the manager had said, well, you have 20 minutes to get here. When he lives in Pinellas County like I do, trying to get to South Tampa, and his car literally is not doing well, come on. And you're not offering us any gas money. You're not helping us at all. You're putting all this burden onto us to pay for our own food, and not telling us that we should be saving our receipts and tracking our miles. Like, none of this. And there's no help when it comes to the actual hardest part of the job, which is the job that you're getting paid for, and not being out there with us either, which I'll get into in a hot second. So yeah, I just started realizing that I'm completely being scammed out of my time. I got up super, super early. I went to the office and I dropped off everything. Nobody was there. Luckily, I had the virtual key to get in, and I dropped off my stuff and I texted them saying I'm done. Thank you, but I'm done. I always have given a 2-week notice. This time I did not. They were not clear in the interview on what job I was going to be getting. I thought I was going to be getting more of an administrative job, and just focusing on this this is what they focus on. They focus on asking you questions about your dreams and your goals so that they can manipulate you, so that even though this wasn't exactly what you thought it was going to be, it's all going to be worth it. You just need to give us about 80 hours a week. And constantly shitting on people that make hourly and shitting on people that make less than $100,000 a year, and keep telling us, I keep telling so-and-so that, you're going to own your house before you're even 21. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen, because the people that get burnt out quick. And people who are getting burnt out quick are realizing that they're not making any money and they need to leave. The people that are there, 2 of them are living together. Not like together, but they live together because I'm assuming they have to. And the guy who was training me was 18 and didn't have really any bills. So he didn't care that much about it. I have bills to pay. I can't do this. And I don't care that I'm going to make $100,000 in a year, because it's not going to happen anytime soon. And it hasn't happened for that chick. And everybody keeps leaving. I'm not going to have 40 people in this office if everybody keeps leaving and starts to realizing that you're getting scammed out of your time. So I had texted the 2 people on my team and let them know that I was leaving. And if you ever needed a reference, please let me know. And I did send them the documentary. Funny enough, I had no idea that the boy was going to quit the next day anyways. And then the girl, she had quit Thursday. Her and I got together last night. We talked about everything, and I apologized to her because I told her, I was like, I felt responsible pulling you into this because I interviewed you and you got hired because I liked you, and I felt responsible for that. I didn't feel okay with what was going on, and I knew that I couldn't leave and not say to both of the people on my team why I was leaving. And I also couldn't face whoever else was coming in on Monday that was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go. One of the other people that I hired, the girl on my team told me that he was excited to work with me, and he picked this job because he wanted to work with me. And I knew that was going to happen. And unfortunately, I am cool and influential, and I did not want to influence people coming into this and having them risk their car and driving 3 hours a day like I was, and it just wasn't worth it. So don't let this happen to you. I will link all the resources down below. Anytime you hear management training program, when it was not at all mentioned in the ad, when you hear especially Assurance Wireless, they're real companies, but they're hiring cheap labor. I don't blame them for that. I blame the people who are scamming. If you were telling me that from the get-go, that this job is actually you selling phones, that'd be different, but that was not mentioned in the interview. And by the time they're already telling you kind of what's going on, you're just excited that you got the job because you're so excited for all these benefits that are never going to happen. And also look out for field and the system. It's all full of shit. And I feel really bad for people that really do get sucked into this. So I quit. And within 48 hours, I got a real sales job that is only 15 minutes away with actual benefits and has been around for a long time and is a normal job that I'm so excited for. So thank you for listening to my story. If you have a similar story, please let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you think you're in a situation like this, if you're being lied to about your hours, if you're being lied to about how much money you're going to make, if you're being lied to and force-fed all this information, get out. There's other jobs out there. I know it's COVID and everything, but I got a job, so you can get a job too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will link everything below. Enjoy your day, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye.